back to Joe's Desktop. This is my daily VOD review. Today we'll be looking at Week 6, Day 1, with TSM versus Cloud9. I'm really sorry for the lack of daily updates with these VOD reviews over the past week. I've had a lot of other work coming up through my other ventures, and also I've been a bit unwell. So we're going to get into the game here. Doing all the fancy camera stuff as usual, detracting from the actual content of the game. And I'm sorry as well for the audio on my past few. Something was up on my microphone. I'm trying something else out today, so please tell me what it's like. So, pretty standard starts here. I will be going through the draft of this game on my draft of the week. This will be one of the featured games. So I'm going to have 2 featured games on that, and that will be one of them. So I'll go through that then. So, TSM are looking to potentially lane swap or get a safe lane for this Cogmore. The safer the lane, the better. I'll go into Cogmore a bit into the later parts. He's a really strong pick if you can play around it, and he's really weak if you can't. So, and he's not as OP as people think. He has a really all his power is concentrated into his W. So if you just don't stand near him near his W, when his W's up, he will do no damage. So they've gone for the counter pick here into the mid lane with the LeBlanc. I can't remember the draft at all. I can't remember what was picked when. I'll go into that when I do drafts of the week for this week. That should be up by tomorrow, I think. So I'll try and get that done. So they start Krugs here. Braum's really good at Krugs. There's nice dodging here. They kind of pull it away and they do all that stuff. And then they manage to do the they reciprocate that with the Gromp on the opposite side for C9. Standard jungler start here. Looking to get aggressive with the Soraka, because Soraka can punish, because she'll just win every trade. And do that. They hit level 2 first. They get all the good stuff. So LeBlanc will be the kind of the safety net for the Cogmore in this comp, and it's a bit of a counter to Twisted Fate. Or I don't know if the Twisted Fate was picked into it, so that's a bit weird if it wasn't. Maybe the Soraka was picked last. I'm not 100% sure. It's a bit of a weird barrel, that one. Basically, what the Gangplank wants to do is just farm up, and it's pretty safe lane into Poppy. Poppy can never really engage onto the Gangplank as much, and what do you call it? And basically, like, Gangplank is effectively Cogmore. They do exactly the same thing. So just get to a same with Fiora. Like, you just give them enough time, they'll get to a point. They're nigh on. You know, if you play around them, they'll kill the whole team. That's all Cogmore does. Like, if you play around him, he will blow you up. So this is a really nice kind of freeze and stuff by the Gangplank for into the Poppy. And this is a gank by Gragas. He's got a really good position here, but I mean, Soraka Kallista's a very safe lane. Managed to get the flash out of the thing there. Are they going to get him? Yeah, so they managed to get the thing, and they play around the Cogmore really well there. There's a pretty good gank. So Twisted Fate's just going to look to get as much CS as possible here. Look to shove it in. Roam against the LeBlanc with his ult. Sorry about the sipping, it's just something for my, I've not been very well, so it's just something to help with that. So, Lee Sin's been farming up a treat here, but he's a bit far behind now. Little bit far behind. He's going to look to just shove this in so that the Twisted Fate can base pretty safely. The Poppy into the Gangplank's not the best pick. It's okay. He does well to get the E off there, but I think you should pick something that really... I mean, the Poppy's a great pick with the... it's great peel and disengage for the Cogmore. It just creates a lot of havoc for the Cogmore to do well. The only pick I don't like with the Cogmore into this whole team comp is the... this is a really bold move by Haunts here to stay for that. Is the LeBlanc. I don't think that, because you need something that kind of like the whole team comp is built around this Cogmore, and the fact that you've now just put a LeBlanc in there means that like LeBlanc's just going to like take up resources that you would otherwise, and like priority on things that the Cogmore would otherwise take. So I'm not a big fan of that. I think if you're going to build around the Cogmore, which you've done with your other 3 picks on top of this, you build around the Cogmore, you build an Orianna, you build a Lulu, you build something that's a bit supporty into the mid lane, but can also do a decent amount of damage, but also, more importantly, set up the Cogmore. So I don't really like the LeBlanc pick there. But rightly, they have put priority on the bot side. And Svenskaren's just being a ward bot, which is kind of needed for this team. With the amount of... So it's just a little trade there. With the amount of kind of carry potential that TSM have through Bjergsen and Double Lift, they really need Yellow Star and Svenskeren to step up in their warding, especially. They're very much like kind of centered. Oh, the blue card salute. They need to be very centered around wards. You see this in the best Korean teams, is if you've got 1 or 2 people, even 3, who can really carry a game, the support and jungler really need to have synergy with wards, and they really need to be warding. And if you want to carry from the jungle, it's not... The game has progressed a bit far away from carrying with the jungle with the way Vision's gone and macro plays developed. The jungler is just so important to be getting Vision down for your main carries. So if you want to carry from the jungle, it's kind of... I think that time's gone unless they do something in the game. Which, yeah. So Lee Sin's looking to make an aggressive play here. He's going to Cinderhulk Lee Sin, which I wholeheartedly agree with. You're basically going to be a kick in this game for the Cogmore to disrupt the Cogmore. I think Cinderhulk's a very good choice here instead of going Warrior. As much as you want to assassinate the Cog, you have assassinate potential with the Lee Sin. You have enough base damage to kill the Cogmore anyway as Lee Sin. And on top of this, you've got Gold Card, you've got, you've got the Soraka as well, who does really well with having a big tanky front line, and not having a front line on this team is pretty bad. As much as I don't like the Lee Sin pick here, it's quite nice that he's actually going Cinderhulk with it. So I mean, the Gangplank pickup's really effective here because you're going to have to put priority on the bot side like TSM have. So it just leaves this Gangplank to amass a CS lead and just get further and further ahead. He's up in CS as an early game champion. That's a really good dodge there. As an early game champion against a late game champion. So he's doing well. I do think Rush could be doing more on the map here. His like pathing's been very odd. Instead of just I mean, if he wanted to just play a farm jungler, I think you just play a tank and farm. I don't see the point in playing Lee Sin if A, you're going to go Cinderhulk, and B, you're going to be going for these weird pathings where you're looking for ganks but not really. Like, what lane is gankable? Bar the Poppy one, and you're not really going to be able to do the Poppy that well as Lee Sin. I really think that Rush's champion pool, bar the Nunu, which I like, is actually really shallow and should be exploited. I think if you're on blue side, try just banning out like Lee Sin, Nunu, and Lee Sin, Nunu, Nidalee, and just see what he does, or force him onto the one of those that you don't mind. I think people give him too much respect. I think he's the weak spot. He really is the weak spot, along with their shot calling on Cloud9 when High's not there. I really think Rush is the weak spot, and I really think people give him too much credit and don't actually try and ban him out. Unless he's got some because he doesn't play like the regular jungle picks. He doesn't play Gragas. He doesn't play, he doesn't play a lot of things that a lot of other junglers do. So, it was nice getting away there by the Twisted Fate. Lee Sin with his early. Nice job. Yeah. So what happened there was, sorry, I've kind of got a bit thing. My brain's a bit frazzled for being a bit ill, so I'm a bit slow on the analysis today. I'm really sorry. So the Twisted Fate did a really good gank there. I don't think he had to port as far away. I think they could have turned the fight there. I think he should have ported, great, but he went too far away. And this also gives mid pressure up for TSM, which is wholeheartedly more important. Given a lot of mid lane pressure here, but they managed to get. He does well stunning there, and then they managed to dodge this very well. The Soraka ult comes in, which is a godsend. And then he manages to get away, but he goes too far away. Like, even if he just goes to the bush up here, he can still continue with this fight. And they could have actually just cleaned this up so much better. I don't see why you kick there. I mean, to get the damage, sure, but you're going to be in range of the LeBlanc. I think you just say, well, we got 1 for nothing, we're fine. I mean, they go 2, what is it, they get 2 for 1. It's greedy play, in my opinion. So looking at the wards, I believe Cloud9 has pretty good ward control into their own jungle. They're not really pushing ahead with their wards. So I mean, it's a real yeah, like, sorry, my brain's still a bit frazzled. They've got a good pink ward up there in blue. And they've got a nice. Oh, sorry, my mouse is on my other screen. I got a new monitor, a second monitor finally for this setup, so it's going a lot better. I can actually do things and actually see the stream at the same time. It's great. So they've got a pink ward here, which is a really underrated pink ward. TSM just has loads of wards. They're just basically covering this side of the map, so they should be doing something on this side of the map up here, and they have been, but they need to be doing more, in my opinion, or protecting the bot lane. Soraka's really nice for this because she can just stay safe so much, and this is really good. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like, how to put it, they need more ward coverage, pink ward, and more vision denial, I think, than actual vision. But vision's good, but they need to just be getting rid. Because TSM's doing a really good job of cutting out any of C9's vision here. But C9 aren't doing a very good job here of getting any back or cutting out of TSM's vision. So yeah. So just farming up in bot lane. They're both like early game farm dependent champions, Kalista and Kog'Maw, especially Kog'Maw. So they're looking for the pick here. Managed to get it. I think into the I like the assassin into the Twisted Fate if that was the way round. But the problem is you can't push the Twisted Fate out of lane unless you can push the Twisted Fate out of lane. You can't roam as the LeBlanc to get your advantage. So it's kind of like the Twisted Fate will have better map pressure around the map. So I'm sorry. So I mean, it's a really good gank there. They do a lot of burst, and they manage they managed to lock it. So they're locking up the Kog'Maw here. They're doing well. Nice rotation. If TSM started that dragon, that's a really bad call. Yes, he was on the top side of the map, but the bot lane can stall for long enough to be able to get stuff. And Rush just shows off that he's played too much Lee Sin. It is nice though that he's going Cinder Hulk, I think, though. So it was good. I want to see the rest of that fight because I didn't really get a chance to. Here we go. So yeah, this is too. There's not enough. Like, there's no way that the rest of the team can come in time, but there's a lot of chance that C9 can come in time, and the Kog'Maw's really over. The Kog'Maw should be going. Should be. Yeah, the Kog'Maw position's really bad here. and then they just chase down the thing. So the Cogmore's position was really bad there. I might pause it to show you what I mean. So we actually pause this here with this and go back a little bit. So they start it up here, and he's doing it here, but they've got, like, I can't really see it much here, but it doesn't, like, they don't respect the collapse here by these three members. So Lee Sin's just going to start running. Twisted Fate comes in, and this is what I mean. So they're focusing the two here, and then by focusing, so the front line's going for this, but they're not looking at this. There's no communication here between this and this. He should be here focusing this because he's got the Braum shield. So he's not communicating with them where he should be. They're not communicating with him. Twisted Fate comes in and then just starts absolutely destroying this. And this is a really nice thing here. And then they just clean him up. And then, yeah. So it's just a whole load of miscommunication. So let's just carry on. Oh, very sorry. So they're just looking at Cogmore fed, but it doesn't look like they're willing to play around the Cogmore with their mid laner, which is the only reason why Cogmore drafts work, in my opinion. You need that supporting mid laner, or you need something that can lock down the team. Give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. So they're not willing to lock down the team, basically. Yeah, sorry for my voice and stuff. I've just not had I'm going to say again, I've been a bit ill. I still feel a bit ill. I just thought I'd get back on the wagon and start doing things for people. So Cloud9 are getting sieged up here. They need to collapse on this because the LeBlanc can't come. The LeBlanc's going for the 1-3-1. She's totally looking to get the Callista. They need to collapse on this, or they're going to lose their mid tier for nothing. They don't lose it, but here comes the collapse. Good gangplank ult to stop that. Then they do that. They're doing well here to keep the LeBlanc out of the fight. He doesn't have flash on Lee Sin, so there's no point going in here. They managed to keep the tower, but now they can pressure this tower here. Good dodge. They just need to increase that. Basically, TSM's now going for a 1-3-1. And they need to answer this by grouping up, or they need to answer it by 1-3-1ing themselves. I don't think you can 1-3-1 against the LeBlanc. You definitely wouldn't put the gangplank in there, and the Twist of Fate's a bit wasted at that point. So you just need, you need to group, you need to 4-1 or something with the gangplank to keep this going. Both teams are just looking to scale though, but I think that Cloud9 will have a better scale because LeBlanc will fall off a lot greater than thingy will. They just group here, they take the tower. This is smart. Everyone's off doing something else. But they managed to get the bot side tier 1 in response. And here comes TSM going up the field, and they're going to get the Rift Herald. Okay, they're going to get Gerald. But Cloud9 take a dragon in response. So the Gerald was pretty pointless at this point. So, what's there to do on the map? Well, Cloud9 need to take mid tower, but I don't really feel like they have the wave clear to defend this, so they're gonna get sieged here. Cloud9 are looking to do 1-3-1. That's a bit odd. I understand why they're doing it for now, because of the top lane pressure. They actually have a tower advantage. So another reason why I don't really like the LeBlanc pick is that the LeBlanc into a Gangplank is very risky. If a Gangplank just places one barrel into the creep wave and the LeBlanc has to wave clear it, the LeBlanc can just get blown up with the Gangplank barrel queue. So it's very risky. They're looking to take this top with the Poppy in the bot lane. Cogmort's going to look to, so now they're pulling back. They're just creating map pressure in top, and then they're going to look to pull back. There's a real danger here of the Gangplank just completely outscaling, because I think Gangplank's hit his power spike before the Cogmore has. So flank from the Poppy, looking to get the he's just a big tanky Lee Sin with a kick. He still hasn't used his kick, so they're looking to go on to sneaky here, but they're completely out of the fight. Yeah, so I mean, really poor fight there by TSM from what I could see. Doesn't look like they're playing around the right people at all. There just seems to be massive miscommunication on TSM. Like, there's no real kind of shot caller saying kill this, kill that. I mean, that's a good snipe, but the fight should have either been over or, you know, I don't know what's happened to Yellow Star. I don't watch the TSM Legends. I don't know if I remember watching something on Foreign's thing where he said like that apparently they're having some sort of like system in place in TSM where, you know, someone everyone's equal or something. You can't have that. You just need someone saying do this, do that for the team. And if you're not getting Yellow Star in to do that, then why are you having Yellow Star in a team? Because that's where he shines. So I mean, the front line's already dead because of the Gangplank. I mean, there's no communication, so the Cogmore's not actually able to like focus one target. And Cogmore's just a turret. If you look at the, I'll be doing the Fnatic versus Gamers 2 game tomorrow, and if you look in that game, why they play around it so much better than this team comp plays around it is they just lock the team down long enough for Cogmore to press W and stand in a place and just go like, which is what Cogmore does. So I mean, they really need to just lock everyone down for this Cogmore to work. So Cloud9 are looking to basically just scale this Gangplank up and make a pick. I think that's literally going to be the game plan from now. You have to make a pick on this Cogmore. You're going to lose every fight. Well, TSM are just going to protect the Cog, but I mean, if you're not playing mid laners that work around protect the Cogmore with Juggermore, then I don't think you should be playing Juggermore. Personally, I think Juggermore's, the whole point around it is you have four supports for one Cogmore basically. Like, even if you play a Karma into this mid lane, like, that just provides enough of a shield and a run and whatnot for the Cogmore. So I mean, Karma is a bit like Lulu in that respect, but just not as good. Lulu's just probably the best champion in the game, in my opinion. And I don't mean that in like, because I think like, personally, I think things like Gangplank are the strongest champions in the game, but I think Lulu is the best champion in the game, and there's a clear distinction there, but I'll go into that in a minute. So they've got great wards around here to do this. TSM, they've got amazing wards here, and they've got nothing here, but they don't need anything there, it's just there, so they go in. But I mean, they've got great disengage, but they've managed to get to the Cogmore, and this is what I mean. Like without the Poppy here, the Poppy's just getting and the double. Yeah, so that's what I mean. That's what the Lee Sin's there for. He's there to kick. So. So I mean, the Cogmore was allowed to stay alive long enough there to press W and stand still, which was good. But I mean, they're losing too much, and also if they had like say you've got an Orianna into this mid lane, along with this, you have more peel, more disengage. She's further back, so when you peel and disengage, you then have something that can turn around a fight and allow the Cogmore to do what she's doing. Like Lissandra does the same thing, and this LeBlanc pick just doesn't do that, which I mean is pretty huge. So they managed to just get the pick off here, and they managed to just go in on this Gragas, and then they're just chasing. They're chasing. They flash and then use the thing to get onto thingy. I mean they look for the. Like, I don't think Rush should back off there. I think Rush should just kick the Cogmore away. I think he lets it go too late there. I think you just kick the Cogmore away there, and you just finish up the other couple ones. So they managed to sneak a dragon there. And then, I mean, Cloud9, if Cloud9 engage at the moment, they've got the mana advantage. Poppy has TP, but she's going to be a bit late. She's coming in from the flank here. I don't know why you're not just running there as Poppy and pincering them. But he comes in and now he's just getting bursted. The Blanc comes in from the side. And the Cogmore's going to start doing his thing. But have they got enough disengage? No, they do not. So they fly in there with the Poppy. The Poppy looks to get another kill. So TSM turns and does the dragon. There's a better fight. I don't like the Poppy coming in there. I know why they do it, but I don't think you need to burn the teleport there. I think you just stall and then you let the Poppy flank. So that's terrible to face check that. And then Twisted Fate might get picked off there as well. Nope, they're going to secure this Baron. It's a bit of a weird TP. I think you just let them have it. You shove mid in. You should have created pressure here in mid. I mean, like TSM just has so much better warding control around like this area here, which is where Cloud9 need wards and where TSM have wards. Like you just see the amount of wards they've got here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's wait for this to finish. One second. Just give me 1 second. Something's just happening. Sorry about that. I thought I heard someone at my door. Anyway. So they managed to basically Rush just gets caught out there enough time for the Cogmore to ramp up. I mean it's pretty bad play in that respect. So Cloud9 are still just looking for this Gangplank to blow someone up. Like the Gangplank is always going to be a threat against his Cogmore for his barrel damage. And what I was saying before with wards, like just look at this ward coverage here. They should now move this pink and move them up to this line here. So it's pretty bad that they've got a pink here. This is doing nothing for your team since you're so far ahead. So Rush is getting collapsed on again. They're getting knocked back. That actually saves the AD carry. That's a pretty poor thing to do. Gangplank ult for the re-engage or at least the wave clear. LeBlanc's looking for a flank. LeBlanc's doing nothing at this point since they're looking for a flank. If LeBlanc just peeled off, went to mid lane and just looked to take this tower here, they've got a lot of free kind of like thing here. They know they're sieging this, but someone could be here. You don't need everyone here. So they managed to get high. And they managed to get that. I don't think, like, I think you just pressure the tower with your range in your zone and your peel. You don't actually need to go for the, this is just greedy. I think you could have gotten that plus a mid, like, pressured mid as well. They might actually get the re-engage here. So they don't, but they could have. But they've pressured nothing else while getting this. Like, an inhib's great. And they actually might lose yellow star here. Like, the inhib's great, but they've done, like, the overall map, this whole part here is just nothing for TSM, and now they go to look to set this up. They didn't look to do any of this. They didn't look to they just looked here. This is all they looked for. And now Rush burns that. That's just poor. Trying to get a pick onto a support for all that. It's really poor. And it gets picked off. So that's just great. This is what I mean about Rush. He's too aggressive. Like, you can be an aggressive jungler, but you're too aggressive at this point, and you're not. The game is so macro focused now that being this sort of player who just plays Lee Sin and does flashy plays is you can't do that anymore. You have to be a Gragas player. You have to be a Rek'Sai player or a Nunu player, and just play for vision. Play like Bengi. So they're looking to do this here. The only reason they're getting this though is because of this pick here. So they managed to get that. I want to see how TSM lose this match because they don't win it. Which is somehow amazing. With a Cogmore and it's half an hour and they're just destroying the base. They're really slow with moving their vision up here. There's a pink ward here. There's a pink ward here still. And there's just no vision here. Like, you can't see anything coming at you here. So they're going back to buy. Which, I mean, I don't know how much gold they've got in their pocket. But it's not a bad call. But, I mean, I think if you're going to go back and buy, you should go back and buy before that tower. Because now you haven't left any vision behind you. Not much, anyway. You've got a little bit. But you haven't got vision denial, so they can see you coming, and they're going to be fine with that and just wave clear because they're 4k behind. So. Now they're denying vision. They're almost denying vision too late, if that makes sense. In my opinion. Like, they're not putting the pink wards to deny the vision in the first place, making them back to get wards and then creating pressure that way. They're almost doing it, like, before they go and do something. So then they have wards who are the plays down afterwards. They're not using denial of vision with pinks, but with red trinkets. And red trinkets should be used as kind of almost a getting things in between the bushes, and the pink ward should be in the bushes. They managed to getting a really good pick here onto the Cogmore. Okay, so he managed to lose a Twisted Fate. This is actually a really bad fight now. He went too deep. He didn't do very well. Rush just looking to run away. But they're really low TSM. They use a pink ward there for some reason. I don't understand why they've done that. Were they looking to siege with that? I don't know. So, I don't understand that pink ward at all. But they have to back here now. And they don't have enough permanent... Like, they've got some wards here. But this is just a funnel of gold now that they've not managed to do anything here. If you don't manage to do anything here, you're literally just funneling in gold here. They've actually caught up a few hundred gold, which is a huge thing. So. They're looking to they're still not using pink wards to deny vision. Now they're looking to make a play up here. You should have like pink ward, pink ward, pink ward. You just snuff out this vision, you move wherever you want, you get everything. So they managed to get the Baron, but they've got no pink wards to deny the vision coming up. So yes, you can see them coming, but they can see you coming because they've just got wards about. And Rosh going too far again. Rosh is just losing them this game by just going in without vision, which is really bad. Like, as much as TSM aren't denying vision, C9 aren't giving them vision to deny. So I mean, it's a really stupid thing. Like, why does he phase check there if they have the Twisted Fate ult? It's a really weird thing, in my opinion. So they're looking to burst down this Baron. They use the Gangplank ult. Here comes LeBlanc along the side. They've got no front line here now. They're just looking to kite back. Kite back. Good flash. Kite back. And they blow up. So they're blowing people up now because they're kiting away. Cogmore's really bad if you can kite away from him. And this is something people don't seem to realise. So he loses half his health there from one barrel Q. Which is huge. They do really well kiting back there. But I mean, Ross shouldn't have died in the first place, and also I don't think like they did as well as they could have climbing back there. Actually, now I think about it, they could have done a lot better a job. But if you just look at the amount of vision in the field, there's two wards there, but still like there's actually pretty good pink ward coverage now. That's actually okay, but there still should be more, in my opinion. Everyone should have a pink ward down on the map. 1 second. So I'm going mad. So do. TSM. They really need to stop this kite backwards. So they need to lock them down, and this is what I mean. Like, they've got great protection for this Cogmore, but they don't have enough lockdown. They don't have enough, like, the Cogmore is useless outside of his W. If he doesn't have his W up, that's it. I also don't like the build from the Cogmore. This is nice, but this is unnecessary. You actually have very little damage here. And I don't know what he's building with his other BF sword, but he's actually not building the Cogmore correctly. He's building it like a generic AD carry. So, here comes the fight. And the LeBlancs are on the side. They don't actually manage to get the pick, and now they're actually so they managed to stall the fight long enough for the LeBlanc to make a mistake, and now they need to go and defend this. Using the Brawn well there, but he's just too far forward, and they're gonna get picked. And this is what I mean about the Gangplank damage. It's really good at this. Rush is too far forward again. So they're just now they can re-engage now, but they should not go too far forward. Okay. How long is left of this game? Not long. Okay. So. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I can hear something again. Give me 1 second. Right, let's go back into this. So TSM have tried to break the siege a few times now, and they've actually not done well in breaking the siege. So the more this goes on, the better Cloud9 have a chance with this Gangplank actually getting better and better to assassinate this Kog'Maw. And this is why I don't like this build, because... Sorry, let me hide this. So here we go, get a pick here. Rush just needs to be an ult again, but he's too far forward without his team. And then... So... they're just going to look to dance around this Baron and this Dragon. Cloud9 just need to stop the bleeding, basically. They need to put vision down. How have Cloud9 got 0 vision on this map? Who's warding? Who is warding for Cloud9? It seems like nobody. Which is really weird. Sorry for the cat in the background. So what's gonna break here is TSM's gonna go too far forward, look for something a bit too hard, or Cloud9's just gonna get worn down. Soraka's doing well against the LeBlanc. It's just like basically they're just waiting for a Gangplank snipe, basically, where they manage to get 2 barrels together and blow up the Kog'Maw or a gold card or something. It's basically their fight win condition. So they managed to get that here. Here comes the barrels, and they absolutely obliterate them. Okay, so yeah, that was what was gonna hold first, basically. That was what was going to break first, effectively. They managed to do well there. They have to clean up these waves though, so they really can't do much off the back of that. It's beautiful. That's nice. That's a happy little barrel. So they're going to look for getting the Baron here. They've got about 30 seconds. I think they can do it. Is Gangplank going to TP in? Yes, he is. So this is what I mean, like if you look here, like they just go and here comes the ult while they're trying to disengage, double barrel, boom, boom, and then they just start cleaning up the fight. It's almost like TSM don't understand why the Kog'Maw's strong, they just say Kog'Maw's strong, if that makes sense. So instead of being like, well, the Kog'Maw's strong because you protect and they've just gone Kog'Maw's strong, pick it, bit of a front line, everything's okay. But if you get kited, he's weak. And that's what Cloud9 have done really well. They've kited really, really well. Their vision has been shit, though. Like, let's be honest. I've seen like 3 pink wards on the map. Their vision is shit. Like, the Soraka doesn't even have a spot for a pink ward. Soraka. No vision. It's pretty bad. So did Cloud9 get the Baron? I think they did. That's a really good call, getting the Baron off that. They do really well. TSM are just looking to make a pick here, but Cloud9 can do pretty. They don't have like the champions to pick. They've got a LeBlanc, but everything's just kind of disengage and peel. But they managed to get in on Rush there, who's got. He's got a GA and he's pretty tanky. Here comes the Kog'Maw. Yeah, he goes in. Like their disengage is so high here. This is like a really poor fight for TSM. The Kog'Maw isn't what he used to be. And this is the point that I think a lot of people are misusing the Cogmore. And I think Fnatic actually, I didn't see the other game in EU. There was 3 games that used it. H2K used it the same as TSM, and it wasn't that effective. But Fnatic used it the best, where they just locked everything down. It allowed Cogmore to press W and auto 5-6 seconds, just stood still, and that's where it's strong. If he's kited, he's weak, and that's what they're using it wrong. He's only strong when his W's up and he can stand still, basically. I don't know why he goes aggressive there. That's a really nice Soraka play, though. Went a bit too aggressive for my liking. And now they're looking to just win the game off the back of that. They should be able to do some good damage to this. And then use the Baron incredibly cool. So basic Cloud9 now in the ascendancy. They've now got enough. Like this is why full tank Lee Sin's probably better than full deep than warrior Lee Sin in my opinion, because he's actually useful into the late game. If that was warrior Lee Sin, he was dead. Good kick to disrupt the Cogmore. Cogmore doesn't have his W anymore. He's just a standard AD carry. In fact, he's worse than a standard AD carry. Now he's got his W back up again. He's looking to wreak havoc, but there's no one in range. And this is the really important thing. And now they can get the pick. So, I mean, TSM not playing around the comp properly, miscommunication, and Cloud9 have done really poor in letting it get to this point with their vision and their vision denial. So, yeah. So, TSM just need one, like they're not using the comp properly, and so unless they fight around that, then it's not going to work. And that's what I meant about the LeBlanc being a bad pick with this as well, because yes, LeBlanc wins the 1v1, but Twisted Fate fits into the comp better that Cloud9 have made, while LeBlanc doesn't fit into the comp TSM have made. So that's kind of why that's like a really poor choice in my opinion. I'll go more over into it in drafts of the week, which should be coming out tomorrow night maybe. We'll see. So they're just looking to play Aram a little bit here. Cloud9 need to be careful that they don't lose the dragons, because that could, if they don't win the next fight and TSM get this next dragon, then yeah, that could be pretty bad if they just stall. So they managed to get some damage off here. Rush is just looking to kick the thing. That's a really good zoning ultimate, so they can rip through the front line. There's a really good zoning ultimate that it stops the Cog getting anywhere close. Now they're going to look to flank with the Twisted Fate. Who are they going to flank? They don't actually. Okay, so he uses it off at the side so he can run in. But where's the LeBlanc in all of this? Like, yes, he might be able to get into the back line, but great. Like, yeah, LeBlanc, terrible pick, and then they're just going to go and win the game. So this has been Cloud9, TSM versus Cloud9 from week 6. If you enjoyed this VOD review, please like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like. I'll try and get these more out into the future. Sorry for my kind of general blairness. I've not been very well. Please subscribe to me on Google+. I don't know what it's called. Like me on Google+, follow me there, and on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys next time for tomorrow's one of Fnatic versus Gamers 2. So you'll get to see how Cogmore's used properly into the late game, but not into the early game. So I'll see you guys around.